Ladies and gentlemen, I have a knowledge transfer for you. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average horrible F-class take by GBRS enjoyer that your mom says we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the purpose of today's video is we are going to be discussing these bad areas, okay? The SIG P320. This is a SIG M18. This is a SIG M17. And we are going to be discussing none other than the famous, or infamous at this point, DJ Shipley's take on the SIG P320 concerns and jumping to conclusions video. Now, if you haven't seen their take on this, it's hilarious. You should go watch their video and you should go read their comments. There you go, GBRS. I'm promoting your channel by how stupid of a take you just had. Now, before we even get into this, I need to briefly define negligent discharge. This is what the internet and what the world says a negligent discharge based on an AI overview. A negligent discharge refers to the unintentional firing of a firearm due to carelessness or a failure to follow proper safety protocols. It's often the result of recklessness or a lack of attention to basic firearm safety rules and can lead to serious consequences. Why am I telling you the definition of negligent discharge? Well, because GBRS, specifically DJ Shipley, just posted about a 6.5-minute video talking about a SWAT officer. This weapon is clear and safe, who went to reholster his weapon on fire and had his finger in the trigger, and as he reholstered, the pressure of reholstering that set the weapon off. He referred to that discharge in his video as an AD, that is an accidental discharge. But that is not an accidental discharge. That is a negligent discharge. That is the definition of a negligent discharge. Are we good on that? Okay. So there's your knowledge transfer, Mr. Shipley. Okay, I just want to specify that both of this M18, okay, that has 7,000 rounds through it by me personally, and this SIG M17, which has 1,000 rounds through me personally on each of these guns, are clear and safe, okay? Because why do I specify the round count? Well, we're going to get into that here in a second. But during Mr. Shipley's video, he states that he and his cadre shoot more P320s than anyone in the entire world other than Sig Sauer themselves. I'm going to say that part one more time. Mr. Shipley, in his hilarious video, says that his cadre and himself shoot more rounds through SIG P320s than anybody else in the entire world. I call bullshit on that. And I'm going to give you now my personal investment in this. So hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts on the GBRS, I guess, checking out and bowing out of the relevance department with their recent video. If you haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it after this video and comment down below on their video as well. If you want to support our channel, there's a Patreon that gets you access to it. Hey! Through a Discord server, as I'm about to verbally counsel my dogs. And you can also support through the ammo burndown. Now, what the plan for this video is I'm going to simply read the comments on GBRS's video. But before I do that, I need to give you my hot take on the SIG M17 and M18 and the P320 in general, okay? So, first and foremost, for all the Goobers fanboys that have somehow found their way into the Trench Grenade comment section, before you panic, here's some brief pedigree. I'm an active duty drill sergeant. I have been for about 3 years. Specifically, I am a drill sergeant leader. That means I train future drill sergeants. I do not instruct trainees anymore. I instruct future drill sergeants at the United States Army Drill Sergeant Academy. Now, I should preface, this video does not represent the Department of Defense or United States Army. But why am I telling you kind of who I am? Well, 13 years active duty as an infantry drill sergeant. 6 of those years were in an airborne assignment. 3 of those years were in Alaska and 425, and 3 of those years were in the 173rd. I've also served as a mechanized infantryman. And, of course, I've served a long time as a drill sergeant and now a drill sergeant leader instructor. Why am I telling you all this? Well, I see 64,000 rounds 64,000 rounds of M855 Alpha 1 fire out of these exact type of magazines on the flat range every 9 weeks. I also oversee, okay, off duty, privately, I oversee the shooting of 14,000 rounds every 9 weeks through M17 and M18 handguns. Now, why am I telling you about the 64,000 to 14 to 20,000 rounds that I see every 9 weeks? Well, I'm telling you that because I have had a lot of experience instructing, and I have had a lot of experience seeing these fired in a controlled environment on the flat range. Now, what else about my pedigree? I am a gold EIC pistol badge holder. I earned that shooting an M17 handgun. So a gold pistol EIC, that's Excellence in Competition badge holder. I am also a bronze rifle EIC badge holder. Very recently, I earned both of those. I have also won 2 United States Army I Corps competitions, okay, shooting with my team the M17 handgun. I've also competed privately with the SIG P320 handgun and placed very favorably in the United States Army Small Arms Championship, again, shooting the M4A1 carbine and the M17 handgun. So I have an extensive knowledge base on the M17. But I say all that to say the statement that DJ Shipley just released saying that unless he sees a dude holster the weapon and have his arms crossed and then the gun go off, until he sees that, there's no issues. He is an idiot for making that statement because there's obvious issues with the internal sear on these guns on certain M17s with when the internal sear fails, it can fall with a sudden jolt or with the gun being holstered, even if your finger is off the trigger. Now, SIG has lost a number of court cases with this exact issue, and I'm sure more things will come out. But that is a very, very bold statement. Now, before I get into the comment section of this video, again, I want to specify a negligent discharge, okay, this weapon is clear, is when you pull the trigger and you did not mean to. So if a SWAT officer in one of your classes, Mr. Shipley, has his finger like this, goes to reholster, the finger goes on the trigger and he pulls it, that is a negligent discharge, not an accidental discharge. Hold people accountable where they need to be held accountable, the same way I'm holding you accountable right now. Okay, now that we've discussed my experience with the M17 and why I think it's a bad take, I'm going to read your guys' comments on GBRS's video. Keep in mind, this is just a knowledge transfer, right? If you got this far, leave a book emoji because I'm bringing these notes towards you right now, GBRS. Okay, I've got Jake says, I've got 320 sitting in the safe for years. He says, yeah, probably the safest spot for those. Okay. Pale says, integrity matters when thick SIG checks aren't involved. Fucking brutal take here, boys. With 83 likes on that comment. Yeah, this is definitely not going to age well for GBRS. I don't know why they went out of their way to make this take. And keep in mind, that is from somebody that personally has been burning. This thing has, I believe, 7,000 rounds on it, and this gun has 1,000 rounds on it right now. And I wouldn't even make the statement that these guys made about these guns, and I've been shooting them a lot, extensively. All right, let's move on. Alyssa Sizemore says, Ben Steger opens his phone. Well, I know what I'm going to do today. Yeah, Ben Steger actually brought this to my attention, and thank you, Mr. Ben. Relaxed says, Ben Steger is going to love this video with 500 upvotes on that with 21 comments. Correct. Let's see. Gator says, SIG be like, GBRS, save us. Here's a $100,000 check. Yeah, so they're sponsored by SIG. So for them to so blatantly, guys, you have to bear with my voice because I am in the middle of a cycle right now of candidates, so I have no voice. For them to so blatantly come out and make this statement out of nowhere is hilarious. It honestly reminds me of the SIG, It Ends Today. If you got this far in the video, title down below. GBRS. It ends today. All right, let's move on. There is literally a video of a P320 sitting in an officer's holster and it goes off from Timmy with 211 upvotes. Yes, there are tons of videos like that. He is correct. Dane says, I can smell Ben Steger and X-ray coming down the pipe. Correct. The 200 upvotes on that comment. Yeah. Let's see. Lemon says, goddamn, that SIG check must be real nice with 100 upvotes. Loyalty over integrity. That is correct in this case. $300 or $300 vote. And I think the check was probably a lot more than $300, by the way, but 300 upvote on that guy. Europa Chronicles says, I have P320 sitting on top of my fridge. No shit, the sear won't just magically release, but what is happening is that the frame and the slide are able to move independently in each other and the striker foot is able to swing slightly in the striker channel like a pendulum, so if the striker foot is angled, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? He's saying it in a more educated manner, but something is wrong internally with these guns, obviously, right? So there are cases that have been proven of these guns going off in holsters, right? Now, I don't believe the Achilles heel tactical video proves anything, but there are other videos showing these guns going off in holsters, right? So, yes, there is something obviously wrong with the P320 family of guns, okay? Moving on. Luke says, are we being fucking trolled by SIG chills with 120 upvotes? Yeah, that's a good take there, Luke. Let's see. Donovan says, video titled 6 months later. So we had an incident. Yeah, I foresee GBRS coming out and stating something like that. This message was brought to you by Sig Sauer. You guys catching the trend here? That comment had 236 upvotes. Yes, the old, it didn't happen to me, so it's not real approach. There are plenty of videos showing this. You are paid by SIG. Ben had a hilarious comment on this as well. I don't know where it's at. Tim says, have you seen the video of the officer standing in a circle, clearly not touching the firearm, and it goes off? 144 upvotes. Jeremy says, been waiting for this video. Why don't we ever see this phenomenon with Glocks? Because there's nothing wrong internally with Glocks, but clearly there's something wrong with some of these guns internally, right? My guns have been fine. I've never seen one explode personally, but clearly there is an issue out there, right? Here just for the comments, and it goes on, guys. Devo says, yikes, this will not age well with 240 upvotes. I wonder how much this video cost SIG with 100 upvotes. There are police agencies removing the SIG P320 from use. SIG check has cash, boys. We are so back. And it just continues forever, right? So, guys, knowledge transfer. Probably shouldn't have such a hot take that you literally go against common sense. Also, probably shouldn't label an AD in negligent discharge and accidental discharge. Okay, guys, at the end of the day, you need to train with your weapon. You need to be competent and confident with your weapon. For me, I do enjoy the SIG M17 and the SIG M18 because I shoot them very well. I've won a number of competitions with them. I like them. I am confident and competent with these guns, right? But what I will not come out and say is that they're perfect. There's no issues. It's all accidental discharges. Y'all kind of get what I'm getting with that? So be careful who you take advice from on the internet. Don't even take advice from me. What if I could have technically gone out of my way and bought this hat online somehow? Technically, I could have bought this shirt online, right? So don't just take everybody on the internet's word, for free, for granted, right? Just because I do this for a living, I could have somehow bought this platoon, 6 Platoon Immortals patch online, even though that would be very difficult to do. But you guys see what I'm getting at there. Just because they are a Navy SEAL retired, or I don't even know if retired, right? But a former Navy SEAL does not mean you should go out of your way to take their advice on something, especially instructing. They didn't earn their they didn't earn their title as a Navy SEAL instructing. They did that after the fact, right? So this is probably the bad take of the century. I just wanted to leave this knowledge transfer for you guys right here, okay? If you got this far, leave a sleep emoji, ZZZZZ, because I am racking out immediately after filming this video because I'm exhausted. Thanks for being here, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this whole drama down below. And until next time, it's going to be Trench Grenade, your average GBRS, does it again, video series enjoyer that your mom says we have at home, signing out. Cheers.